Magyar szólások és közmondások angolul beszélőknek.
Hungarian sayings and proverbs for English speakers. Stuff in your face.
Két pofára eszik, mint a dolgos betyár.
So, what does it mean? Pofa is your jowls or cheek. Normally applies to animals, and if you want to be a bit vulgar, you can apply it to the human face. The ra has been put on pofa. When you put the ending on, you lengthen the o to an a, so it's pofára. The ra usually means onto. In this case, it almost means with. Betyár is an outlaw. These outlaws were in the 18th and 19th century, mostly on the Great Plains, the Alford. Rózsa Sándor was probably the most well-known of the betyár, but not the only one. There was sort of a romance about it these days, that these guys were like Robin Hood. Nothing could be further from the truth. They not only stole and kept the money, not giving it to the poor, but they robbed, they murdered, they raped. They controlled travel across the Alford, and they were not nice people. Anyway, back to where we were. What else have we got on here? Kate, we've met before, it just means two. Eszik means he or she eats. Dolgos means hard working. So, word by word, two cheeks with he eats, like the hard-working outlaw. That is, he's eating so much that both cheeks are full of food and he's chewing away. So, basically, someone who's rather greedy. For the vocab this time, rather than going for food, which we've covered in other videos, I'm going to look at sins and crimes. The root word for a crime, offence, a sin is bún. From this we get bűnös, which means guilty or sinful. This is your adjective. It can also be used as a noun, bűnös meaning felon or sinner. It's somebody who breaks the law, who does a sin. We also get a verb by ending the öz. Bűnözik is to commit a crime. And from that we get bűnöző, which is a criminal or an offender. That is someone who commits a crime. Bűnös is a little bit wider. Bűnöző is a little bit narrower. And bűnözés is a crime. Let's look at the words for some modern criminals apart from highwaymen. If you steal, you're a thief. Tovai. If you rob, you're a robber. Roblo. The difference between the two is that a robber steals with violence, and the ultimate violence, of course, is murder. Dolgos is a murderer. So what actions do they take? If he steals, lop. He robs or plunders or kidnaps. Robol. Dolgo, he, she, it murders. This ol on the end of the noun is something we've met before, where it turns a noun into a verb. There is no single word to commit a fraud, though. Elkövet means to commit. Csalást is a cheating. What actually surprised me, there isn't actually a single word for rape that I could find, but rather you do violence to someone or you rape someone. Volaken. So the object of the violence or the rape takes an N ending, so you do violence onto someone. On the other side, let's have a quick look at law and order. Law, the word is törvény. So this is a law in the sense of there is an act of parliament, there is a written law. Jog is a more general noun in the sense of if you study law or you look at law. Render. Rend means order, or means a guard. So a policeman or policewoman is somebody who guards order. If you're looking at the whole concept of police as an abstract, the police, the cars, the buildings, then we're looking at randor shag. Once they capture you, you go before a judge, bureau. And a bureau operates in the bureau shag. So for the police you have shag, for the court you have shag. And this is another example of our old friend vowel harmony. And also you'll find in a court udved, which is a lawyer. For our grammar this time we're going to look at something a little bit simpler. We're going to just look at the conjugation of eszik, which is one of the 9 irregular verbs in Hungarian. If we look at the indefinite conjugation, I eat, you eat, he eats, we eat, you eat, they eat. Because eszik is an IK verb, as you can tell in the third person singular, eszik, the correct form for first person singular is esem. You will find native Hungarians who say esek, just like you'll see native English speakers saying, who do you want? The definite form looks pretty much the same. The things to watch is the double S and esuk, and don't forget to put the I. That little I makes all the difference. So what's the difference between definite and indefinite? We met this first in Bossy Women, and we went into it in more detail in Circling Cats. So the definite conjugation is used when you have a definite direct object. And if you want to know what that is, go back and have a look at Circling Cats. Basically, esed is you eat it. Now, esed, esel, esed is singular, you, informal. If you want to go formal, you use esik, esi. And if you want to go plural, you go estek, esitek. Plural and formal, esnek, esik. The magic letter in the past for all verbs is the letter T. So we have the same thing. I ate, you ate, he ate, we ate, you ate, they ate. The thing to watch is third person singular, and it's evet. Definite is quite regular. And notice the only difference in the past, and this is for all verbs, between the past second person plural and third person plural is the lengthening of the linking letter. And finally, let's have a look at the present subjunctive. I'm going to call it the present subjunctive, but it's also used for the imperative in Hungarian. It's a very, very well used conjugation, and you really got to get to know it. It's one of the more difficult conjugations in that there is lots of different ways of handling it. So here we have the SZ is replaced by the GY. Remember, GY is a single letter. Yeah. And the one to watch is second person singular informal, which is just ed. So for example, egyel can be an order for you to eat. So I had an old aunt I went to see. She put the food on the table. Egyel, egyel, eat, eat. What is interesting about eszik is that as you go between the different conjugations, you get different letters. You might ask, well, what is the root? The infinitive is enni, so the root is actually en. Fun.
Két pofára eszik, mint a dolgos betyár.
So, stuffing your face, just like you can stuff your brain with so much Hungarian, which is a great thing. I'm hoping you're enjoying these. I'm enjoying making them, and I hope to be back every week or so with a new saying to help you along your path towards learning Hungarian.